Most gardeners spend years struggling with plants that sulk, wilt, refuse to bloom, or simply die for no clear reason. Hundreds of dollars go into soil amendments, fertilizers, and replacement plants, and still the garden looks bare. But here is the truth that experienced gardeners quietly know. The secret to a gorgeous, low-effort garden has nothing to do with expensive products or rare techniques. It comes down to choosing the right flowers. Plants so tough, so adaptable, and so willing to grow that they practically take care of themselves, no matter where you put them. William Scott here, and welcome back to Golden Age Gardening, the channel where smart gardening meets effortless beauty. In this video, we are counting down 17 flowers, from number 17 all the way to number 1, that can genuinely thrive almost anywhere. Clay soil, rocky ground, full blazing sun, deep drought. These flowers will not just survive those conditions, they will look spectacular doing it. If this kind of no-nonsense, real-world gardening content is what you love, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you never miss a Golden Age Gardening upload. And drop a comment below telling us which flower you are most excited to try. We read every single one. Let us get into it. Flower number 17, Zinnia, Zinnia SPP. Kicking off our list is the Zinnia, a garden annual that delivers an almost unfair amount of color for the effort required. Zinnias come in nearly every shade imaginable: blazing orange, deep burgundy, soft coral, bright white, and the blooms range from daisy style to full pom-pom forms. They're not at all particular about soil type, growing well in everything from sandy loam to average garden beds. Full sun is strongly preferred, as they will thin out their flowering in shadier areas. But beyond that single requirement, zinnias are extraordinarily forgiving. One practical tip: rather than transplanting seedlings, direct sow zinnia seeds straight into the ground after your last frost. They germinate fast and resent root disturbance. Butterflies are drawn to zinnias like a magnet, which makes them a brilliant dual-purpose plant for any pollinator garden. Flower number 16, Bugleweed, Ajuga reptans. Bugleweed is one of the most underused ground covers in gardening, and that's a real shame. This low-growing mat former produces rich, dark green foliage topped by whorls of small blue-violet flowers in spring. It performs reliably in full sun and partial shade alike, tolerates moist to average soil, and spreads steadily to fill empty spaces without becoming invasive in most garden conditions. Bugleweed is a particularly smart choice for problem areas under trees, along slopes, or in patches where grass will not establish. Some varieties feature striking bronze or burgundy foliage that adds striking color even when the flowers are not present.
Flower number 15, Blazing Star, Liatris spicata. Blazing Star earns its dramatic name. This upright perennial sends up tall, feathery spikes of purple flowers that bloom from the top of the spike downward, which is the opposite of most flowering plants, and gives it a unique, eye-catching appearance. It thrives in average to poor soil and handles heat and humidity with ease. There are no serious pest or disease problems to worry about, and it never requires deadheading. Birds, especially goldfinches, are strongly attracted to the seed heads in autumn. If you want vertical interest in a border without constant maintenance, Blazing Star is one of the best choices available. Hardy in zones 3 to 8, it grows 2 to 4 feet tall with minimal fuss. Flower number 14, Black-Eyed Susan, Rudbeckia hirta. Black-Eyed Susan is a North American native that most gardeners recognize immediately. Those cheerful golden yellow petals surrounding a dark brown center are iconic in summer gardens. What many gardeners do not fully appreciate is just how rugged this plant truly is. It tolerates both wet and dry soils, handles wind, heat, and partial shade, and will grow in almost any soil type without amendment. Certain cultivars like Early Bird Gold have been selected to begin blooming earlier in the season and continue right through until autumn, giving an exceptionally long display. Deadheading is optional. If you leave the seed head standing, birds will visit throughout winter.
Flower number 13, Lily Leek, Allium moly. This cheerful ornamental onion is less well known than some of its garden companions, but it brings something truly special: the ability to grow under black walnut trees, which is one of the most challenging garden situations that exists. Walnut trees release a chemical called juglone into the surrounding soil that kills or stunts many common garden plants. Lily leek simply does not care.
It produces loose clusters of bright yellow, star-shaped flowers on leafless stalks and is completely free of pest and disease issues. It adapts to various soil conditions and works equally well under trees, in borders, or in containers. Hardy in zones 3 to 9, it is a true problem solver for difficult garden spots. Flower number 12, Columbine, Aquilegia canadensis and hybrids. Columbine is one of the most graceful plants on this list, with its delicate, spurred flowers dangling like small lanterns above feathery foliage. It comes in red, yellow, purple, pink, white, and bicolor combinations, and it attracts hummingbirds, butterflies, and native bees. Deer and rabbits tend to leave it alone, which makes it an excellent choice for rural gardens that face regular wildlife browsing. Columbine adapts to rocky, average, and clay soils, tolerates both dry and moist conditions, as long as drainage is adequate, and grows comfortably in full sun to partial shade. One bonus feature, Columbine readily self-seeds, meaning it will quietly spread itself around your garden each year, filling gaps without any help from you. Flower number 11, Evening Primrose, Oenothera speciosa. Evening Primrose is the definition of a tough-love plant. It actually performs better when conditions are less than ideal. Its deep taproot anchors it firmly into sandy, rocky, or dry soils, and it naturalizes easily in those conditions, spreading gently to form soft drifts of pale pink, cup-shaped blooms. The flowers open in the evening and persist into the following day, offering a beautiful display for morning gardeners. This plant is heat and drought tolerant, thrives in full sun, and asks very little once established. It is particularly well suited to xeriscape gardens, gravel gardens, and dry slopes where other flowering plants would simply give up. Hardy in zones 6 to 10.
Flower number 10, Cranesbill geranium, Geranium sanguineum. Not to be confused with the potted pelargoniums often sold as geraniums at garden centers, the true Cranesbill geranium is a hardy, clump-forming perennial that delivers 2 seasons of ornamental value. In spring and early summer, it produces jewel-toned flowers in shades of magenta, pink, and violet. Then in autumn, the foliage transitions to deep red, giving the plant a second moment of glory. It grows in full sun to partial shade and performs in average soil without needing fertilization or special treatment. This is a particularly low-maintenance choice for mixed borders, rock gardens, and the fronts of beds where a neat, spreading ground-level plant is needed. Flower number 9, Bee Balm, Monarda. Bee balm is one of the very few flowering perennials that genuinely welcomes clay soil and poor drainage, conditions that kill most garden plants. This native perennial produces shaggy, wildly beautiful flower heads in red, pink, lavender, and white, and it draws in hummingbirds, bumblebees, and butterflies in remarkable numbers. It performs well in both full sun and partial shade, and loves moisture, making it one of the top recommendations for rain garden plantings and low-lying areas that stay damp. Proper air circulation around bee balm plants is important to prevent powdery mildew on the leaves, so avoid planting it in tight, confined spaces. Beyond that, it is vigorous, spreads easily, and rewards minimal care with months of bold color. If bee balm is on your planting list this year, drop a comment below, and while you are there, give this video a thumbs up so more fellow gardeners can discover these incredible plants. Sharing this video with a gardening friend is one of the kindest things you can do today. Flower number 8, Bearded Iris, Iris germanica. Bearded iris is the aristocrat of the garden, producing large, ruffled blooms with a sweet fragrance in spring. Despite its elegant appearance, it is one of the most adaptable and forgiving perennials available to gardeners. It flourishes in a wide range of soil conditions, from average loam to heavy clay, as long as drainage is reasonable. The thick, rhizome-based root system stores energy efficiently, allowing the plant to push through difficult conditions. Bearded iris comes in thousands of named cultivars spanning nearly every color and bicolor combination imaginable. After flowering, the sword-shaped foliage continues to provide structure in the garden throughout summer. Division every 3 to 4 years keeps clumps vigorous and flowering abundantly.
Flower number 7, World Tickseed, Coreopsis verticillata. World Tickseed looks delicate, but performs like iron. Its feathery, thread-like foliage creates an airy texture in the garden, and above it sits an endless succession of small, bright yellow to golden daisy-shaped flowers from early summer right into autumn. It tolerates heat, drought, and poor soils exceptionally well, and even handles a bit of light shade, though full sun brings out its best performance. The key conditions to avoid are deep shade and waterlogged soil, both of which cause the stems to become floppy and weak. As a bonus, World Tickseed is a superb choice for container planting, where its compact habit and long bloom season make it a reliable showstopper. Flower number 6, French Marigolds, Tagetes patula. French marigolds belong on every gardener's list, not just for their beauty, but for the genuine work they do in the garden. The roots of French marigolds release compounds into the soil that actively suppress nematodes, which are microscopic soil organisms that damage vegetable root systems. This makes them among the most valuable companion plants available, particularly in vegetable beds and perennial borders. They are wind and drought tolerant, perform in full sun or partial shade, and adapt to virtually any well-drained soil. Their compact size, typically 6 to 12 inches tall, makes them easy to tuck into gaps throughout the garden. Deadheading spent blooms encourages continuous flowering from early summer until the first hard frost. Flower number 5, Blanket Flower, Gaillardia aristata. Blanket flower was born for difficult growing conditions. Native to the North American prairies, it evolved in sandy, rocky, poor soils under intense heat and wind, and those are exactly the conditions where it performs best. The bold, bicolor flowers in red and yellow create a warm, cheerful display from early summer through late autumn, making blanket flower one of the longest blooming perennials available. Once established, it needs virtually no attention. No fertilizing, no deadheading is required for repeat bloom, and no supplemental watering in most climates. The only real enemies of blanket flower are heavy, constantly wet clay and humid, poorly ventilated spaces. In a hot, dry, sunny border, it is nearly impossible to discourage.
Flower number 4, Cosmos, Cosmos bipinnatus. Cosmos is one of the great joys of the annual garden. These tall, feathery plants produce saucer-shaped flowers in soft pinks, deep magentas, white, and bicolors on airy, thread-like stems that sway beautifully in the breeze. Cosmos actually prefer average or even lean soil. Rich, heavily amended soil causes them to put their energy into foliage rather than flowers. They germinate quickly from seed, tolerate neglect gracefully, and are essentially free of insect and disease problems. Direct sowing is the preferred method, as Cosmos seedlings establish and grow fast enough that starting them early indoors offers very little advantage. They bloom reliably from early summer until frost, providing months of garden color and an abundance of cut flowers for the vase. Make sure to subscribe to Golden Age Gardening if you are finding value in this content. We publish new garden knowledge every week, and your subscription genuinely supports this channel. Flower number 3, Yarrow, Achillea millefolium. Yarrow has been growing in gardens for centuries, and its staying power is completely earned. Beneath the ground, yarrow develops a powerful taproot system that allows it to reach deeply stored moisture during drought, resist soil compaction, and anchor itself against wind. Above ground, it produces flat-topped flower clusters in yellow, white, red, pink, and apricot that are beloved by pollinators. Yarrow is salt-tolerant, useful for coastal gardens and roadsides, deer-resistant, and genuinely at home in rock gardens, dry borders, and neglected patches where other plants simply cannot establish. The aromatic, ferny foliage is attractive even when the plant is not in bloom. The only conditions to avoid are soggy, poorly drained clay and deep shade, which cause weak, floppy growth. In virtually every other garden scenario, yarrow excels. Flower number 2, Walker's Low Catmint, Nepeta fascinii Walker's Low. Walker's Low Catmint is the definition of a plant-it-and-forget-it perennial. Its soft, silver-gray foliage forms a neat, billowing mound, and from late spring well into summer, long wands of small, lavender-blue flowers rise above it in a continuous haze-like display. Catmint handles hot sun, dry soil, including clay, humidity, and salt exposure without complaint. Deer and rabbits avoid it entirely due to the aromatic oils in its leaves, the same oils that make pollinators, especially honeybees and bumblebees, absolutely irresistible to the plant. After the first flush of bloom, cutting the plant back by about a third will trigger a second wave of flowers in late summer. The only caution is planting catmint in full shade, where it may become leggy and sparse flowering. In sun, it is one of the most reliable, longest blooming, lowest maintenance perennials in existence.
Flower number 1, Purple Coneflower, Echinacea purpurea. At the very top of the list is a plant that has rightfully earned its place as one of the most celebrated native perennials in North American gardening. Purple coneflower handles drought, clay soil, heat, humidity, and even light shade, a combination of tolerances that very few plants can match. Its large, rosy purple, daisy-like blooms with prominent spiny orange-brown centers are genuinely beautiful, and they attract bees, butterflies, and a range of beneficial insects throughout the entire summer. When the petals drop in late summer, the sculptural seed heads remain standing, and goldfinches and other songbirds feed on them through the winter months. Modern breeding has expanded the color range dramatically. Beyond the classic purple, you can now find coneflowers in white, orange, yellow, red, and coral. Echinacea is also well known for its herbal and immune-supporting properties, making it a plant with genuine value beyond pure aesthetics. The only conditions that purple coneflower will not tolerate are waterlogged soil and deep shade. In virtually every other garden scenario, from the frost-prone north to the humid south, from rocky hillsides to heavy clay borders, this plant grows beautifully and asks for almost nothing in return. If there is one flower every gardener should own, this is it. And that is the complete list. 17 flowers that can grow almost anywhere, from tough clay borders and dry rocky slopes to pollinator gardens and rain-soaked low spots. The common thread running through every single one of these plants is resilience. They were selected, bred, or naturally adapted to thrive under the real, imperfect conditions that actual gardens present. William Scott here for Golden Age Gardening, reminding you that a stunning garden does not require perfect soil, perfect weather, or perfect technique. It requires choosing the right plants for the conditions you actually have, and this list gives you 17 excellent places to start. If this video helped you, please give it a like. It genuinely makes a difference for this channel. Share it with a friend who is just getting started in the garden, leave a comment telling us which flower you are planting first, and most importantly, subscribe to Golden Age Gardening so you never miss the practical, real-world garden content we publish every single week. The garden is waiting, and now, so are the right flowers for it.